Okay.
All right. G'day everyone. I'm Brett Salakis from Aussie Eds, and welcome to our next instalment of my Meet the Innovator video blog series. Today I've got with me someone who's going to be hosting our Aussie Ed chat this weekend, and it's Doug Robertson from the Weird Teacher, or not from the Weird Teacher, but the actual Weird Teacher himself. So, g'day Doug. How you doing?
Good. How are you? That's right. I am the weird teacher.
And
Say
we
hi.
have one and a
Well,
half
that's
Robertson.
right.
Hey.
What do you want? No, you cannot have. Say hi.
Hey. So Doug's been very, very kind because we've had a little bit of a challenge trying to connect lately. So time zone's not being very friendly with Pacific time in the west coast of America. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on the West Coast, so we got Pacific time. So we're working, I guess, 6 hours. You're in the future.
That's
20.
oh well, no, almost a full day in the future. So
Yeah.
Doug's waking up for his Friday morning, and I'm already on the very early hours of Saturday morning too. So we'll see how we go here. So, Doug, what I was hoping you could do is tell me a little bit about why they call you the Weird Teacher, or why do you call yourself the Weird Teacher?
Uh, the weird teacher thing came from, I guess I've always kind of been a weird teacher. I like having fun in the classroom and doing inventive things and just trying to be funny. Mostly because I have to be there for 180 days. And if you don't, then you're going to go crazy and you're not going to have any fun. And I want to have fun at my job, and I want my kids to have fun being at school. But the actual name, the weird teacher, came from two kindergartners. I was working in Hawaii, and I was walking down the hall, and I walked by two kindergartners who were sitting outside of their classroom for some reason, and I heard one of them lean over to the other one, and she said, "He's the weird teacher," and I was like, "That's the best thing I've ever heard." And it was really cool because I don't teach kindergarten. There was no reason for them to know me. I was teaching fourth grade at that point. So the fact that my influence in the school with the kids had gotten so big that even the kindergartners who shouldn't know who I am knew who I was pretty exciting. And that's kind of part of my thing. That means that I've already done some of the groundwork. By the time those kindergartners get to me, they're going to be really excited about having me as a teacher, which means half of my relationship building work is already done.
And there you go. You know what? It's that relationship that is such a key, isn't it? And that's absolutely crucial. I loved how you just glossed over the fact that you were teaching in Hawaii. That's probably a chat for another day. I think you just about made every teacher who'll watch this go, ah, why can't I
Uh,
go there?
it's both the best and really hard. You cannot.
Well, you're doing a good job of being a little bit of a challenge now, but doing the role of dad while we're doing this too. So I really appreciate that. You're doing very well. Now I know you're a very passionate teacher, and being able to read your book at the tail end of last year, that sort of came through the pages, and as I was flicking on the iPad, and it had a good read. I loved how you mentioned that relationships are key, because the very opening of your book, you put the whole child and the whole family is right at the point. I remember now it was a couple of months ago that I read it, but I remember you had right at the beginning you talk about there's a mother that and a child, and that connection with them, and you getting started with all the book and all that sort of stuff too. So that whole way that you had your philosophy being child centered so crucial. So I wonder, for those who haven't yet read the Weird Teacher, the book, what are your passions? What are you really focused on when we talk education with Doug Robertson? What are the key couple of things that jump off the page?
Oh, for education, the stuff that I'm focused on, they ain't doing a thing. You gotta wait. You're just gonna have a handful of stuff. You wanna go play with your car over there? No? Yes? Okay, cool.
And you
Uh,
show your compassionate and patient side too there, brother.
oh yeah, he's up at 7 for some reason. Um, what I'm really passionate about education, is that what your question was? I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, spot on.
I'm really passionate about making sure the kids enjoy their time in the classroom, and being creative in the classroom. One of my big things is you need to find a way to make the curriculum interesting. You need to find a way to make what could be really boring stuff, because a lot of what we teach easily could be very boring, and you need to find a way to make that interesting. You need to find a way to make that come alive for every kid, and that's the really tricky part, because it's easy to say it needs to be engaging, but you have 25 or 26 or 27 totally different humans. So what is engaging for these 5 is not going to be so engaging for these 6, is not going to be so engaging for these other kids, and is not going to be so engaging for this kid who is living in his van right now because his parents got evicted. So you've got all kinds of chemicals that you're trying to balance and you're trying to make work together. And I really like that about teaching. It's so much fun to figure out how to make all of that stuff work together and to constantly be experimenting and playing until you get it right. And one of the fun things about teaching is you get it right, and then you get it right, and Daddy's making a point. Yeah. And then the next day you have to try all over again because the kids are fluid too. So it suddenly, oh, this works great, and then this doesn't work at all. I don't know what happened. And I really like that constant challenge.
And you know what? Even you've got a living metaphor of that challenge right there. The unpredictability.
That's right. All gone now. All gone now. Why don't you hold Monkey? In your shirt.
It's fantastic. Look, I know that we're going to be able to converse a little bit more, and I know Nick from the Aussie Ed has got a podcast sitting already on our website, talking to you and going into a little bit more depth than what this is. But if someone was interested in being able to get in contact with you and see a little bit more and read some of your work, what's the best way for them to be able to do that?
They can find me on the tweets. I'm on Twitter at The Weird Teacher. It's really simple. And then they can read the stuff that I've written for free at he'stheweirdteacher.blogspot.com. That's my blog. And if they're doing the Aussie Ed chat, then I've actually already written a blog to talk about what I want to talk about during the chat. I have my own chat on Twitter. It's called Weird Ed, that happens on Wednesdays, 7 o'clock Pacific time. And every week when I write that chat, I also write a blog that I post, because it helps me kind of focus in on what do I want to talk about this week, what's important, what is the goal of this chat. So I had to do it for Aussie Ed too, to write those questions, because now that's my process for writing questions. So there's a blog on he'stheweirdteacher.blogspot.com that is going to kind of talk about what we're going to talk about Saturday morning for me. What day is Aussie Ed for you? Is it Sunday?
Sunday night at about 8:30.
Yeah, okay.
It's, I think, around about the time that I'm now talking to you. It's going to be.
I think I'm up at 1:30.
The early hours of Sunday morning for you. So you've been a very good boy and stayed up for us to do that too. So, do you know what I might have to do? Look, people who want to come to you, they'll be able to come to you on Twitter. Yep. On your blog spot, yes. Look for Weird Ed as a hashtag as well on Twitter to follow your chat. And The Weird Teacher, the book, it's there if you want to get in more depth. But you know what I need to do as a good Aussie? I'm going to try and get some kangaroos or some koalas, some little stuffed animals, Aussie animals. I'm going to send them over to you for you and your kids. And your little man's there done a good job at being a distraction yeah, at
That's
the
right.
same time, demonstrating that fatherly love and that beautiful patience that we as teachers need to nurture.
He needs a Wallabies thing.
Ah, Wallabies. Well,
Black
now
stuff.
you're
Wallabies.
talking rugby, so you're in, now it's my game you're talking.
That's right. We watch it as much. It's never on TV here, but when it is, we watch it.
All right, I'll see what I can do. See if I can get a proper, a real sport, a real
It's right.
for you.
And they can find the book on Amazon.com. He's the Weird Teacher. If they just search He's the Weird Teacher, it's on Amazon. And there is a super special surprise coming very soon to Amazon.com too, that will be announced in the
Ooh.
next few days.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Very, very, very good to hear that. Can't wait myself now to find out what that might be. But look, thank you very much for coming to join us, and thank you for being a little bit flexible too with time zones. Really do appreciate that, and looking forward to what should be an excellent chat on Saturday. So,
I'm looking
thanks a
forward
lot.
to it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Cheers.